Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a 2020 Senate prediction as of August 6th, 2020. So this is for the 2020 election. Let's clear all of this. I don't know what that is, but this can be my Senate election prediction. So without further ado, let's start with our safe states. All right, so safe Republican states are going to be in Idaho, Wyoming, South Dakota, Oklahoma, Alaska, Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi. I feel safe to characterize Alabama as safe. However, my assumption on that could change. I still think Republicans will win the state. Tennessee and West Virginia are all safe Republican states in my mind. So that brings Republicans up to 41 seats. Oh, and Nebraska. And now Democrats. It will be Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New Jersey, Delaware, Virginia, and Oregon are all safe Democrat seats. So it makes it 42, 41. And now let's move to likely states for Republicans. I think Kansas is going to be a likely state for Republicans. Chris Kobach lost, which means that I think Republicans will have a better time picking up that Senate seat. Even though it's a more establishment guy, I think Republicans will still win that seat pretty fairly. Also, Kentucky is going to be a likely state. Mitch McConnell is not as popular as other senators. There was a poll with him up like 6 or 7 today. I think he'll win by a larger margin. I still think he'll win the state. It'll be by around a likely margin. And South Carolina, Lindsey Graham will win that by around a likely margin. It's just not as solid as a lot of these other states. And I think that's it for likely Republican states. 45, 41. Now Democrats will be allotted their likely states. New Mexico, I think it will be a likely Democrat state, as well as Illinois will be a likely Democrat state in the end. And also Minnesota, I think Tina Smith will win that seat by a likely margin. She won it by 10 points in 2018. She could win it by 12, 13 maybe this round. And I think that's all for likely. You could argue New Hampshire, but I'll wait with that one. All right, now lean Republican states. I'm going to say Texas. John Cornyn, I'm not sure how to pronounce the last name, is somewhat popular there. I don't think Trump will hurt him in Texas. I think he'll still win the state. He has the governor's endorsement, and he's an incumbent. I think he'll still win the state just because it's trending blue. I'm going to give him a lean margin. I'm also going to give Georgia at large to Republicans. I think they will win that seat by a lean margin. I'm also going to give Montana a lean margin. I don't think just because the popular Democrat who's running was a popular Democrat governor of the state, I don't think that means that he'll win. It definitely is going to make it close, obviously, by it giving it a lean characterization. But I think that the Republican will still win. The poll that came out, a new poll, I think he was up 5 and at the Republican. I think he'll win by around 5 to 10 points, giving him a lean margin. And before, I would say that is more in the tilt margin, but once we start to get more polls, I think we'll get a better view of everything. Is there any more lean Republican states? Nope, I think that's it. Okay, lean Democrat states. I'm going to say Michigan's lean Democrat. John James ran last night. He lost, and now he's running again. He'll make it close because he's African American. He could drive out some African American support. I still think they'll turn out for the Democrat, though. And I think that state will go for a lean margin to the Democrat. Now, also, New Hampshire, it could be characterized as likely. I'll give it a lean for now, at least. Also, Colorado, Cory Gardner. I think Republicans really have begun to give up with that state. Unfortunately for Cory Gardner, it looks like he's not going to win the seat. It can be turned around, but I think that's how the direction's going. Also, I forgot one of the leans will be Georgia special election. I just think the stock issue with that senator will hurt her in her election. Now back to the Democrats. I think also North Carolina. The polls have the challenger. I think he's up 9-10 points, which is real surprise right now. given that the current incumbent, he's an incumbent, he won by a decent amount of points, given it's a somewhat toss-up state, which is a surprise, but right now it's leaning Republican. So a little bit different from my last prediction. And now I think we're down to the final, and it's going to be tilt margins now with Iowa, Maine, and Arizona in those states. We'll see what happens. With a tilt Republican margin, I think Joni Ernst will tilt Republican. Iowa, Trump is up in the polls. She won by a decent amount in 2014. I think she'll win Iowa again. Just it's going to be more competitive now because Biden's running and because she has a good challenger. Okay, now it's down to Maine and Arizona. I think Arizona is going to tilt blue. I know that John Kelly's up by a lot right now. I don't think he's going to win by that margin. In the end game, Martha McSally will make it close. Trump will help make it closer too. I'm not sure if Trump will win that state, but it will definitely be close. It hasn't completely lost its Republican identity like Virginia, but it's going to get 2 Democrat senators as of right now, it seems like. I have John Kelly winning Arizona. And I have Maine going to Susan Collins, with Republicans keeping the Senate. She was popular. I don't think she lost her popularity such a big margin. Since 2014, she won by 38 points in 2014. Like I said in my previous video, she's a good politician. She's very tactical. I think she'll pull that state out. It's possible that the other person will win. The polls have narrowed up in that state. And I think she could pull it out. So what I have right now is a very small Republican majority as 51-49 in the Senate. Republicans gain 2 seats, Colorado and North Carolina, or 2 Republican states, and Republicans gain Alabama. Oh, and Democrats also gain Arizona. That's what I was thinking. So they gain 2 seats from the last Senate. Whatever you call it, distributions. So 49-51, Democrats win. Let's move it all to one color so you guys can see the full Senate map. Here we go. There we go. Now the Democrat states. And it's very likely that the Democrats could take back the Senate in 2022, 2020. It's coming up for the Democrats. They could take it back. However, I see Republicans holding on. So even if Trump lost, I do still see them keeping the Senate. That doesn't mean there's still a lot of swing voters. Lisa Murkowski in Alaska, Susan Collins in Maine, and a bunch of other people could be swing voters. Even some Democrats, John Kelly, Kirsten Sinema, and a few other people, Joe Manchin as well. Anyway, thank you for watching. This is my Senate prediction video as of 2020, August 6th. Anyway, thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more videos. Please subscribe. I always love to, I'd love to become a big, not a big one, but like a more prominent election predictor channel. So if you guys could subscribe, I would very much appreciate that. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy this video. Goodbye.